In order to have a development environment, we need to set up our hardhat config so that it allows us to use the local host, because we need to run the forked version of Binance Smart Chain on our local host for testing. So in order to do that, we need to declare our networks. First, we need to declare the hardhat network. This one will have a chain ID of G1237. We can set this chain ID to anything you want. The second network will be called localhost. Again, this is just a naming done by me, so you can put any name you want, but it makes sense to name it localhost. Then this localhost will need to have an URL, and the URL will be the HTTP localhost, yes, and 8545 for me, and you can also use the same localhost address. Then for the chain ID, we will have the same 31337. After we configured our hardhat config file and we added the localhost network, we can get into forking. And hardhat has this awesome feature called forking the mainnet. So you can basically run a local node, a hardhat node, where you can have a fake blockchain. This fake blockchain will run in the background, and it will make it really easy for us to test our smart contracts, because we can deploy our smart contracts on the fake blockchain and do the tests there, so we don't need to use a real blockchain and spend real money. Now, something that we want for our DEX is being able to run tests against a real blockchain, especially because our DEX is using the Pancakeswap contract, which is a real smart contract deployed only on the Binance Smart Chain network, and also because we want to test token swaps with real existing tokens. Now, we want to run these tests without having to spend real money for gas. So how do we do that? Well, we do that by using the forking feature of hardhat, that, as I said, it will run a fake blockchain that can copy the state of any other real blockchain. So basically we are copying Binance Smart Chain and we are using the copy to test our smart contracts against it. The copy of Binance Smart Chain will run on our computer using the hardhat node. Something to notice is that once forked, from the moment we forked Binance Smart Chain, our version will not create new blocks and will not be able to be up to date with the real Binance Smart Chain blockchain anymore. So for example, if now I fork Binance Smart Chain, and after I fork, Pancakeswap decides to somehow delete or change the Pancakeswap contract, this will not affect my version of the chain until I stop it and I rerun it again. Because at the moment that I run the node is the moment that the copy is created. We can see that the hardhat network will by default fork from the latest mainnet block. We can also specify a block number from which we can fork. This will improve caching and the chain will run a bit faster. Let's start forking the mainnet. So you can see that I am on Moralis. Moralis offers us Speedy nodes. They basically provide nodes for all these chains here. What we need is the Binance Smart Chain network. So click on endpoints. And here you see that we have 4 different nodes. This is the mainnet. So this is the real Binance Smart Chain mainnet node. This is the mainnet archive. This is what we will need because this is the copy of the mainnet. This is the Binance Smart Chain testnet, and this is the copy of the Binance Smart Chain testnet. What we need to do is copy the mainnet archive. Now go into your VS Code. Let's open a new terminal. Let's go into DEX contracts. And now you need to run the command. So npx hardhat node -- fork. And now you simply paste the archive URL. So as you can see, we now have a copy of Binance Smart Chain running into our computer by the hardhat node. And all these accounts here are accounts that you can import to your MetaMask, and you can use them for development. You see that each one of them have like 10,000 ETH, and every time we run this command, the ETH gets resetted to 10,000. This is a really nice alternative to using testnets like Kovan, Rapston, and so on, which are offering very few amounts of funds to test on them.